sharing. Stop sharing. Oh, Shanti. Good evening to one and all, and welcome to today's session. Where we are here with a success series and conducting webinar on accepting challenges for youths on this evening by Brahma Kumari's YouTube Mahadani channel. It's my great pleasure to introduce our today's speaker, Brother BK Vaibhav Patil. He is a management professional with experience in academia and corporate, an active social worker. Brother is associated with Brahmakumari's Rajayoga Education and Research Foundation from more than a decade. Our speaker completed his MBA in Human Resources from PESET, Bangalore, and pursuing PhD in Management. He completed his BSc in Karnataka University and also MSc. He completed Advanced Diploma in NLP Coaching approved by American Board of NLP. He has presented and published papers in various national and international conferences and journals. Brother is a motivational speaker and also a founder of an NGO, Serve Life Foundation, serving for humanity. He is presently working as an assistant professor, Global College of Engineering, Bangalore. Welcome you, brother. And I request Brother BK Vaibhav Patil to continue the session. And over to you, brother.
Om Shanti. A very good evening and namaste to one and all present out here. To this series called as the Success Series. First of all, I would like to thank, appreciate, and congratulate each one of you for being here. Saturday evening, you could have been anywhere, doing anything, watching a movie, moving out with your friends, done anything, but you chose to be here. You chose to be a part of this session. That itself is highly appreciable, and that itself proves that you guys are very, very, right, eager to grow in your life. It shows that you are committed to your success, right? So all of us, what we can do is we can just pat our backs, just pat your backs, right? Good. Be proud of yourself. Say to yourself, I'm proud of myself, right? Okay, now the next question is, what is that we are going to do? What's the road ahead? For this 1 hour, what we would be looking towards. Okay, if you guys want to know what is the next move, what is that we are going to see in the next 1 hour, just type in the chat box, WIIFM. What is in it for me? Just type in the chat box, what is in it for me? WIIFM. Right, go ahead. Wonderful, wonderful. Right. So let's see what is it that we're going to see for the next almost an hour. Right. So here we would be looking at importance of accepting challenges in life. Right. Why challenges are important? Why should we accept them? Why should we push ourselves right towards the limit so that we can get something extraordinary out of your life? We'll look at pandemic. Today we see pandemic as a problem. Today we see pandemic as a big question mark, which has put our future in bleak. But is it so? Is there something that we could do towards this? Right? Can we look at the other side of it? Can we look at the positive side of it? Can we look at it as an opportunity to excel in life? Right? Further, we will also have a look at certain tips so that your game can be taken to the next level. This is my guarantee. I assure you this, right? If you would be there till the end of the session, plus what is more important is action, right? What is more important is action. Okay, if you are committed to act, if you're committed to act on these principles, I assure you that you will be to the next level. Your game would be to the next level, right? If you are committed to take action, just type in the chat box, I am an action taker. Type in the chat box right now. Type, I am an action taker. Quick. Right. Just type, I am an action taker. Great, right? So thank you for that. Okay, now first of all, let's look at this wonderful term, this wonderful notation that we usually call as success, right? Now the question is, what does success mean to you? Success means different thing to different people. For somebody, it could be a salary of 1 lakh rupees. For somebody, it could be a good relationship. For somebody, it could be a spiritual growth. For somebody else, it could be somebody else, it could be social growth. For somebody else, it could be a fit, healthy body. For somebody, it could be emotional soundness. For somebody, it could be peace and tranquility in life. So success is relative. Success is not the same to each and every individual. It differs from person to person, right? But in toto, what we can see is success is living life to the fullest. We are talking of living life to the fullest, and life has various wheels. If you look at life as a car, right, there are 4 wheels, right? Or there could be many more wheels as well, right? So we have certain wheels like mental wellness, like spiritual wellness, like emotional wellness, like financial wellness, like intellectual wellness, like social wellness, right? Relationship wellness. So the question is, are we looking towards a holistic view of success? Or are we just looking at a confined view of success? Right? So what is success to you? Just think over it. Just pause for a moment and think, what does success mean to you? How do you define success? Because everybody's success or definition of success is subjective, right? So how do you look at success? Think for a while. What does personal success mean to you? Give a thought to it, right? So this will not be just a deliberation. It won't be just a lecture, right? But in moment, we will pause, we will take a step behind, and we'll also reflect on where we are heading towards. What are we doing? What are my priorities in life? Right. Just pause for a moment, think. If you have a notepad, you can even put it down. Okay, you can put as a question mark that what does success mean to me in my life? Think, reflect. Yeah, we'll take another 10 seconds on this. Yeah, wonderful. Right. So let me tell you a very interesting instance. It was 1989. There was a test cricket match going on between India and Pakistan. This was played in Lahore. Right? So at that particular point of time, that pitch was so fast, right? And Pakistani seam bowlers were so lethal that most of them, the Indian batsmen said that it was the fastest pitch they had ever come across. And the bowling was amazing. We had the best of the bowlers, Waqar Yunus, right? Wasim Akram. Okay, Indian top order batsmen were out. This match was almost on the verge of defeat, but India wanted to draw the match. They wanted to save the match, right? And once a wicket fell on the pitch, moved a young, short, little 16-year boy, right? He was facing the most lethal bowling attack. Okay, who was he facing? He was facing Waqar Yunus. Okay, he was facing, and it was a scene because there was a bouncer, the bouncer hit the nose, and there was blood all around. There was blood on the gloves, on the t-shirt, on the ground. So people assembled around that kid, that what happened? The kid was on the ground. Navjot Singh Sidhu was on the non-striker end. He went up to him and said, you go take the treatment and later on you can come back. Or else you can go and take the treatment in the hospital, that's fine. Everybody was expecting that this kid will go out to the pavilion and take rest. This was what was expected. Everybody was expecting. But this kid, he stood up and he said two words which changed the way history was written about him. He said, "Main khelega." What he said? He said, "Main khelega." I will play. Everybody was amazed, right? He played. The next ball, he hit it for a six, right? And then further, he went on to give a stand of 101 runs with Navjot Singh Sidhu, and he scored 57 runs and saved the match, right? And that day, a star was born. So, any guess who is this kid that I'm talking about, or who is this boy or the young cricketer that we are talking about, right? Yeah, as most of you have guessed it, it is Sachin Ramesh Tendulkar, right? So, what made him the star? What made him the great master of this game? What made him the god of cricket is his ability to face challenges. Life throws challenges at everybody. But the question is, how do we take those challenges and how do we see through those challenges? Right? On that day, suppose if he would have backed out, if he would have gone, he would never be the cricketer or the master or the expert or the god, as said, of cricket, right? So the difference, my friends, between being an ordinary and between being extraordinary is this. Are you ready to take up challenges, to face challenges? Are you ready? Are you open to the situations, to the circumstances, right? Another very interesting example. Okay, now this is the first person who had his feet on Mount Everest, who scaled Mount Everest, Sir Edmund Hillary, right? But he could not do it for the first time. He did it for the second time. For the first time, he failed. He could not climb it. He could not scale it, right? And then he stood in front of this mighty mountain and he said, "I will come again." He challenged the mountain. He said, "I will come again and conquer you. Because as a mountain, you can grow, but you can't grow. But as a human, I can." Right? So here is a person who is challenging the challenge. Second time, he went on, right? And made it. So the point out here is we do not become experts. We do not become the masters. We do not become extraordinary by staying in our comfort zone. If you want to become something extra, if you want to do something extraordinary, if you want to be in the limelight, if you want to shine like a star, you must first burn. You should, you should accept challenges, right? If you are not ready to take up challenges, then you will still be a mediocre, you will still be a normal, you will still be one among the masses. But if you want to rise above the masses, what is more important is you should challenge the challenge, right? This is what an extra step is what will make you extraordinary. It doesn't take big things. It takes small efforts. Okay, but efforts ahead of others. Efforts which will go on to bring mighty change, maybe over a long time. Okay, but it will still go on to make incremental changes, right? So if you want to attain something great in your life, if you want to be an achiever, then it is very important that we break the cocoon. We move out of this comfort zone, right? Your comfort zone will only make you ordinary, will only make you lethargic, will only make you one among all. But if you want to rise above all, it is very important that you understand no great thing has been ever achieved by being or in your comfort zone, right? So to attain something high, you should scale high. Another reason why we should accept challenges is you accept challenge and you can feel the exhilaration of victory, right? Victory is sweet. Its taste is amazing, right? Something which you cannot express in words, right? So if I share my own examples, I have been a trekker, I have scaled certain summits, I have been to these places which you're seeing on the screen, right? But if I have to share the experiences during the trek are not so, rosy. They are difficult treks, right? In a day, we would walk somewhere around 25, 30 kilometers at 22,000 feet, right? In lesser oxygen levels. And we would feel as if the entire body would spread and fall into pieces, would be shattered into pieces. This is how we would feel. but we would persist, we would perceive, and we would still make sure that one tiny step we would take every single time and reach and reach and reach. Sometimes walking for 10 hours, 12 hours in a day. We would start at somewhere around 4 a.m. and reach in the evening, right? There was pain. But once you reach the summit, once you reach the place, once you reach the pace, once you achieve your goal, the feeling, right? That exhilaration, that particular pleasure that we see, that is beyond words. That is amazing. You feel as if you are on top of the world. And that's a feeling that everybody should have. That's a feeling that you must cherish. That's a feeling that you must crave for. And we don't get this experience by being in our comfort zone, right? So challenge. I don't say go and climb mountains. Okay, right. If you want to do it, do it. That's an amazing experience. But even otherwise, every day, day to day, there are so many challenges that we have, right? You go on accepting the challenges, you go on scaling up, and you would have a different person, right? Your perspectives differ. The way you see differs. There are three things which are very important in life. First thing is your tool set, second is your skill set, and third is your mindset. Tool set can be learned. You can be trained on it. Skill set can be learned. You can be trained on it. But mindset, nobody can train you on mindset. Mindset has to be developed by you. You should work on yourself. And this is where we see that you can go on to develop. Small things in life can have a massive impact, right? So have this particular passion in you to do something extraordinary, because these memories, that particular pain and the pleasure that you derive out of it, that will keep you ticking in difficult times when you're low, when you feel the world has fallen apart, when you feel that you're pushed to the wall, when you feel that things are not going as you wish. And at that particular point of time, when you remember that achievement, when you remember that particular pleasure, when you remember that you have been through so many hardships and arise, and you have achieved that particular experience, that experience will make you click. That experience will make you keep moving ahead in life, right? So you should experience and taste that exhilaration, that particular pleasure, that feeling, that extraordinary bliss, we can say, right, which will be a mind blowing experience, right? Moving forward, right, most of us, we talk of pandemic now, right? And the very reason why I felt that we should talk about this particular topic, which is accepting challenges, is because most of the people nowadays have been right into some shallow stuff, right? People talk of depression, people talk of mental illness, people are losing their health, right? People are losing their jobs, and there is so much of negativity that we see all around, right? So what we see is that we have to have a positive outlook at it. Okay, so pandemic is for us a wake up call, right? So what is pandemic? Okay, if you want to look at it from a positive perspective, because there is nothing much that we can do about it individually. Yeah, so we can see corona as a universal awareness program, right? Let me reiterate, let me reread. It is a universal awareness program about your health, financial, and relationship fitness. Okay, now this is a wonderful opportunity for us to look at how the things. Okay, first thing is, right, let's say for example, finances. Okay, it's been almost 6 to 7 months now. Okay, and in this process, let's say for example, you are running out of finances, you are running short of money, right? Now this says that you are financially not strong. If you are financially good, if you are financially sound, you would not have been facing financial problem, financial crunch. So that's an indicator for you that you are financially not good. If your health is not fit, if you're facing health related issues now, if you're facing depression, if you're facing mental sickness, if you're facing any such physical or psychological problem, it is again an indicator that you are not fit and you have to become fit now. If you're facing relationship issues, again, it's an indicator that the basis of your relationship is not that strong, right? So there are two choices that we can make. Either you can go through it or you can grow through it. The choice is yours. choice is yours. You can either go through it or you can grow through it, right? Most of people are going through it. Okay, they are just counting days. When will this pandemic get over? Right? This is what the thought they have. But the smart ones are those who are using this time to grow, right? This is the time which is available with most of us to update, upgrade, and upskill, right? This is a fantastic time. We are in the comfort of our homes, okay? And most of us, maybe students, would be in, okay, having a lot of time, right? So how do you use this time, right? You can go to YouTube, you can go to Netflix, right? You can watch TV, right? You can sleep. There's so many things, right? But the smarter ones are those who know how to grow, right? So you should understand the new technologies that is coming in the market, okay? How you could upskill, how you could update, how you could upgrade. That is something that is more important. Okay, and if you can do this, my friends, if you can use this time, okay, in a proper positive manner, then you would see that by the time things have been settled, you would have been evolved as a different person, right? You would be somebody, okay, who would be a step ahead of others. So your game will change. You will be at the next level, right? So make a choice. Okay, make a choice, right? So just type in the chat box, I will grow through it, right? Those who get this, just type in the chat box. Okay, I will grow through it. Not go through it, but I'll grow through it. Yeah, do it now. Just type in the chat box. I will grow through it. Okay, good. Fine. Let's move on. Okay. Now, other thing that we should all understand is this. Okay. If you look at an arrow, if you look at the way in which an arrow is shot, right? An arrow can only be shot by pulling it backwards, right? So when life is dragging you back with difficulties, just imagine that it's going to launch you into something great, right? So there would be so many problems into your life, but understand this, that you are being polished, you are being chiseled, you are being prepared, right? Now the question is, do you make yourself available? Do you make yourself open? Right? Just imagine a particular situation. Okay, let's say, for example, yes, Rajmouli is trying to come up with another version of Bahubali 3, right? And you are the one in his mind. You are the one whom he wants to be featured. But the question is, are you ready? Do you have the physique? Do you have that mindset? Do you have that particular appearance so that you can fit into that particular role? So there is somebody who wants to offer you a role, but the question is, are you ready for that? If you're not ready for that, you lose on it, right? Similarly, life has better plans to you. You don't know. There are better plans than you can even understand. But the question is, are you ready? It is said, once the student is ready, master appears, right? So for a good master to appear in your life, what is the first step? The first step is you should be ready. Are you prepared? So life wants to bring out something good out of you. But the question is, are you open to it? Are you ready for it? Are you ready to give what it takes so that life can accelerate you and put you into a different league, into a different game, right? So ask yourself, am I open? Am I ready? Am I open to accept the challenge which life throws at me? Or do I get shattered by the challenges that life throws at me? Right. So here we will just have a look at certain small steps that we can take. Small steps. Okay. But these steps might yield massive results. Okay. And that's a surety. Small steps, massive results. Right. So we'll just go through this one by one. Okay. And I can assure you one thing, that even if one or two among this, if you could practice, if you could follow, if you could put into action, right, your life will be way better. than where it is right now. You will be a much evolved person than how you see right now, right? You will be seen as a resource, okay, by the people around you, right? So first and foremost thing is set goals. Okay, so how many of you have set goals? How many of you have a goal in your life? Right? If you have goals in your life, just type in the chat box, I have set my goals. Right? Type goals in the chat box. If you have set goals in your life, type goals. Wonderful, wonderful. Right? The others, right? Those who have goals, just type goals. Wonderful. Right. So why do we need goals? Goals are very important aspects which gives direction in our life. Right. A person without a plan may or may not reach his destiny or his destination. But a person with a plan, okay, there are 90% chances that he reaches his set targets or set goals, right? So when you talk of goals, we should have goals which are right encircling our life, which could be health goals. How do you want to be? Maybe, for example, you are into a particular problem. Okay. Or maybe you have fitness related issues. Or maybe there is a sickness which you want to overcome. Right? So have health related goals. Have financial goals. Right? Put on the paper what kind of salary you want, what kind of job you want, what kind of income you want to generate, what kind of wealth you want to accumulate. Right? Put it. Put relationship goals, put spiritual goals, right? And what I would suggest is have a goal card. Just like we have visiting cards, have a card and write your goal on that particular card, stating that I would like to have so much of income, I would like to have such kind of fitness, I would like to have such kind of whatever, right? And keep it in your pocket. Keep visiting it, keep seeing it, make it colorful, right? That's an actionable item that I'm talking to you, right? Have a goal card, right? Write down your goals that you want to achieve in your life, right? Goals related to all of these things that we've discussed. This is something which will help you out, which will keep you always aware that what is that you want to achieve in life, right? And take small challenges. Take small challenges. Nothing big, a small challenge. Maybe you're probably waking up early, wake up. Maybe you have a problem in studying, okay, irrespective of that particular craving to do something else, do it. Maybe you are too much pulled towards Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, okay, or whatever. Just control, right? These are small things, not big, but these small things will go on to build your mindset. And remember, my friends, mindset is the key to success, right? What is most important is the way you look at yourself and the way we talk to ourselves. Now, this is called as self talk. The question is, how do you talk to yourself, right? Whether you talk to yourself positively, you talk to yourself negatively, how do you see yourself? Something that we call as self esteem, right? What is the esteem that you have? Is it low, where you dislike yourself, or is it high, where you like yourself, or is it in between, right? So the question is, once you talk to yourself, there is a warrior in us, in each one of us. There is a warrior, and that warrior listens to whatever that you say. You say I am good, it listens and says yes. You say I am bad, it listens to it and says yes. You say I am great, yes. I am a failure, yes. I am financially good. Yes. I'm broke. Yes. Okay. So it's kind of a God inside which says tathastu for everything. Right. The question is what kind of feedback I am giving, what kind of thoughts I am creating. It is always the way you talk, because the person who talks to you the most is you. The person with whom you spend time the most is you. If you don't give good inputs to yourself, who else will? If you don't talk good about your own self, who else will? Right? The warrior listens to each and every single thought that we create. And how many thoughts we create? We create around 65 to 70,000 thoughts every single day. 80% of the thoughts are repetitive. We just keep on repeating the same thoughts that we would have created, right? And most of the thoughts that we create are either waste or they are negative. There are very few thoughts which are positive. So if you go on feeding your internal warrior all negative, waste, unnecessary, redundant thoughts, this is what your life will be. You will be just stuck in that particular circle, in that particular cycle, right, for eternity, and you will not be able to move out of it, right? So the question is, are we challenging ourselves, okay, and doing or improvising on our self-talk, right? This itself will make a big difference in your life, the way I interact with myself. It is important to talk good to others, that is interpersonal, but the way I talk to myself, intrapersonal. This communication is more important than even interpersonal, because this is you talking to your own self, right? So, how do you interact? How do you make sure that you are the best friend of yourself, right? That your mind serves you and not controls you. As it is said in Bhagavad Gita, your mind, if controlled, can be your best friend. Your mind, if not controlled, could be your worst enemy. So the question is, what do you make of your mind? You can make it your best friend, or you can make it the worst enemy. The choice is yours, right? We say that our life, right, moves from B to D. We go from B, birth, to D, death. In between, there is a C, which is choice. Now, the question is, what kind of choices do we make in our life? Right? And the first choice is the choice of positive thoughts. Right? This is something which will accelerate our growth in life, just the way I talk to myself, right? So we have to build a good mindset, because entire your finances, your health, your relationships, whatever we talk of is all the mind game. Everything depends on mind. Ultimately, what you become is what you think you deserve to become. If you think that you don't deserve the best things in life, you will not get, you will not attract. But if you think that you deserve the best and work towards it, you will get it, right? Moving further, there is something very interesting. There's a very interesting book, okay, which is called as the 5 a.m. Club, right? If you get a chance to read this, please read this. Okay, now here there is something very interesting called as the victory hour. Okay, now what is victory hour? Now this particular hour is an hour between 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. Right? It talks of a 60-minute time frame. Okay. Now what the book says is that most of the millionaires, or the people who are millionaires, are the ones who wake up at 5 or before this. Right? At 5 or before this. Now the question is, what do you do after waking at 5 a.m.? Right? Now this is further explained. Right? You break down this 60 minutes into 3 chunks. Right? First 20 minutes, second 20 minutes, and third 20 minutes. So what do you do in the first 20 minutes? Okay, is you move, right? You exercise, you do yoga, right? You do anything that will energize your body. So first 20 minutes is meant for exercise, physical, right? Then you reflect. Yeah, here you meditate, you contemplate, you spend time with yourself, you listen to yourself, right? So the best thing to do at this particular point of time is this 20-minute you meditate. And then we talk of the growth, right? What do you mean by growth? Put your goals, write your goals, plan your day, read, right? If you look at the difference between the leaders and the followers, is that Leaders are good readers. If you want to become a leader, you should become a good reader. This is where we grow. This is where we accelerate. This is where we get to know the best of the experiences, the best of the thoughts, the best of the ideas. From where do they come to us? They come to us through reading, right? So this one thing in your life could be a game changer, right? Make sure that you have every day this victory hour. So what do you do? Simple. You wake up at 5 or before that, right? And next 1 hour is for you. Don't do anything else in this particular hour. It is just dedicated to you. 20 minutes exercise, 20 minutes meditate, and 20 minutes read. Plan the day. Put your goals for that day, right, in black and white. Okay, so that you know how your day should progress, should proceed. Right, moving further, be thankful. Whatever that you're thankful for will come to you, will grow, will return to you. Right, be thankful for whatever the blessings that have been bestowed on you. Maybe your good parents, mother, father, teachers, the resources, the money that you have, the mind, good mind that you have, the good habits that you have generated. Okay, the good people in your life, the good surroundings, the good vicinity, the good culture, right? Could be anything. Most important, good health, right? If you are in a position today to sit in this webinar and witness this, okay, even this means that you are better off others who are struggling today outside. Okay, you have this privilege, okay, of being in this particular era where you are still better than those who are underprivileged, right? So be thankful, right? One most important and the most simplest thing that will make a huge difference in our life is be thankful every day. If you do this, okay, it'll have amazing results in your life, right? So I would say the first thing that you should do in the morning, okay, when you're writing your or you're reflecting or you're putting in the growth stuff, okay, have a book, have a separate dedicated book called as a gratitude book or the gratitude diary, right? And in this book, you can just write what you are thankful towards. Maybe your health, life. Okay, you never know. Every day is a new day. Every day is a new life. There are so many people who just pass away in sleep. You wake up early morning, you see that you are alive. Next is the people around you are alive. That itself is such a great feeling, okay, of gratitude, right? So write it down, put it in the book. Be thankful for this life, for your parents, for your siblings, for the good health, for your job, for your money, right? Be thankful towards each and everything that you have in your life. The more you are thankful, the more it will come to you, right? Appreciation is very important, my friends, right? Keep a book. You can have a book. On one side, you can have a gratitude book. On the other page, on the other side, you can write your goals. You can plan your day, right? This itself can take you to the next level, right? Moving further, release the genius, right? You should have heard this, seen this on the Facebook, in the WhatsApp, on Instagram. People are coming up with new skills. Somebody who never tried art is today sketching, is today painting, is today dancing, right? We all have certain very good abilities in us, which we never knew, which we never polished, for which we never gave time. The time is now. The time is to release that genius. See what is your specialty, right? There could be an artist in you, there could be a poet in you, there could be a dancer in you, there could be a sports person in you, there could be a humanitarian social worker in you, right? Look at your own self. What are your strengths? And just figure out how can you polish it and take it to the next level, right? There are people today who have gone into debts, who have gone into, right, lesser income levels. On the other side, there are people who have grown exponentially. Why? Because they figured out a better way. They figured out how they could use their skill to encash, to leverage, and they have been successful in going to the next level, right? They have created an additional source of income. So earlier there was one job, and today people do two, three things, right? Even this is a very good strategy, my friends. There's time available right now, and this time should be used to upskill, right? So the more you do it, the better you would be once things open up. Have a new life script. You can be your own director. You can have the script that you would love to have in your life. You can write down, pen down what kind of life you want. How do you want to see your life? How do you want your life to shape up? Where do you want to see yourself in the future? Right? Most of them have no clue about this, but you can have your own life script. Take time, sit with yourself and write a beautiful story that this is how you want your life to be. Right, and write down each and everything, right from your financial growth to your spiritual growth to your emotional growth to your intellectual growth to your social growth. Right, have a beautiful script and then try to follow, try to act on it. Script is important. Script will give you a direction. Enact. Action is the key, right? But where to act, how to act, it comes through planning, right? Things in life go through three different ways. There is one which is ati sukshma, second is the sukshma, and third is in physical reality, the sthula. What is ati sukshma? What is in the mind? What we see, the way, the blueprint or the mental blueprint, that is called as the ati sukshma, right? Then you can put it into some paper, you can draw a sketch around it, you can show the connections, and you can present it in the form of a particular drawing or an art, that is called as the sukshma. And when it comes into reality, right, let's say for example a building or a beautiful architectural monument, first it comes in the mind of the architect, then it goes onto the paper, and then it comes into reality, right? So in this way you should have a script in your mind that how you want things to move, right? Then have process orientation. So what is process orientation, right? There is a very interesting saying, people fail, systems don't fail. Have system in place, right? Don't be carried away by situations, circumstances. You would be moving towards your success, moving towards your goal, but people would be there always to talk negative about things. Okay, but if you have a process and if you dedicate yourself towards the process, it could be the process of saving money, it could be the process of time management, it could be the process of studying, it could be the process of working on yourself, or it could be as easy or as simple as going to a gym and work out, okay, or physical exercise. There has to be a process, right? And you should work as per the process. Put a system in place, and the system should motivate you. The system should guide you, right? And why is it more important? Is because most of the times we put plans, we set goals, but if you don't follow the goals, you don't punish ourselves. It is like today, I think I'll wake up at 5. I don't wake up tomorrow. So what happens? I'll say, fine, tomorrow I'll wake up. I put an alarm, same thing, right? So it becomes a repetitive cycle until and unless we don't punish ourselves for doing that. So have a process and also have a punishment for yourself. It could be a small punishment, but there has to be something so that tomorrow, if you don't do it, right, you face that particular pain, right? And that pain will push you towards the gain. If not, then tomorrow, which never comes. So have a process, right? And be driven by the process and not be driven by your whims and fancies, right? The most important thing is inner engineering, right? All other things are there, they will follow. But the first thing is, how do you handle yourself? If you look at the best of the people, let's say for example Beatles, right? When Beatles were through a rough patch, they came to Himalayas, they were in Rishikesh, and over there they meditated. They composed 30 songs, most of which went on to become big hits. Talk of Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg was again in a verge of selling his company. And then he was passing through a difficult time. He came to India. He was in Himalayas. Here he understood it is important to be connected and to continue his goal. Right. And then with this new thought, he went back. And today we see he's one of the youngest billionaires. Talk of Steve Jobs. Again, Steve Jobs was through a rough patch. He was again in Himalayas, okay, where he contemplated, where he meditated, and with that zeal, with that new fresh energy, he went back. And we see he created huge organization, okay, one among the best guys, okay, or corporate leaders ever, right? So what we see is This is the time for us to contemplate, take a step behind and work on yourself, work on your mindset, work on your mental energies, work on your spiritual energies, right? And the best way to do it is meditation. Meditation will amplify your mental energies, your spiritual energies. It will give you a new focus in life, right? It will guide your thoughts because the entire game is the mind game. And the best food for the mind is powerful thoughts, okay, packed with powerful energy. And from where do we get this energy? Through the source, right? And connecting with that source, getting energy from that source, and filling our lives with that extra spiritual energy will be the key, will be the push, will be an amplifying element in your life, right? So, if you get a chance, try to go through some basic meditation processes. Try to engineer, re-engineer yourself, right? Try to work on yourself. Try to understand yourself. There's something more important. You understand the world and you don't understand yourself, not happening, right? You must understand what are you, right? What are your capabilities? What are your strengths? What are your powers? And this will give you a new zeal in your life. This will give you a new purpose in life, right? So, what is the next thing? Purpose. We talk of ambition. Ambition is usually for the self. Purpose is something which is for the society. Purpose is something where we contribute, right? A cow takes care of a family. A bull takes care of a family. An elephant also takes care of a family, right? And even if you take care of a family, there's nothing big deal in it, right? You as a person, you as an elevated being should not just confine to yourself, but you should contribute, right? You should move ahead in a direction where your life becomes a good thing, a happy thing, an asset for the entire society where we stay. And this is where the contributing part comes into picture, right? So as you know, this is not a one day event and this is a series. Okay, this is a series. Now, this series, if I have to tell you in terms of financial terms, okay, we can say that this entire course is something which is worth easily 5,000 rupees. Okay, it is something easily worth 5,000 rupees. But over here, are you getting it for free? No, it's not for free. Okay, it comes with a post-paid scheme. And what is a post-paid scheme? I'll tell you. Right. So this is what I'm telling you about the series. Okay, this series is worth 5,000 rupees, and you have to pay for it. And how do you have to pay for it? Okay, this is where you commit for yourself. Okay, you commit to yourself that you will grow, you will succeed, and you will contribute. Okay, so the point is this, and the validity for this is lifelong. Okay, lifelong, whenever, however you want to, either in terms of money, either in terms of your physical efforts, either in terms of your time. Okay, in whichever way possible, commit yourself that you will contribute to the society. Right? So, all of us, can we do this thing? All of us, just keep your hand on your heart. Okay, right now, just keep your hand on your heart. Okay, and commit to yourself that I will be successful and I will contribute towards the society. Right? Say to yourself, I will take action. I will be successful and contribute. If you are with me on this, just type I commit in the chat box. Just type I commit. Right? If you say that I will work and contribute, just type in the chat box I commit. Yeah, type now I commit. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, the others. Just type in the chat box, I commit. So this is a commitment that you take. This is a commitment, a promise that you make to yourself that you will take action. You will grow, right? And once you grow, you will also contribute to the society, right? That 5,000 rupees, okay, should go in some way or the other way, in the form of money, in the form of physical efforts, in the form of time. Volunteer, plant trees, feed somebody, do something. But just make sure that you grow to such a level that your life becomes a blessing to the needy, becomes a blessing to the underprivileged, right? So I had a wonderful time interacting with you guys. I hope that there was some learning that you could take from this particular session. And further, we'll continue in the future also. We would be discussing about much more things in the time to come. Thank you very much. God bless.
We had a wonderful session, and we are at the end of this session. On behalf of Brahma Kumaris and entire team of Mahadani channel, and on my own behalf, I would like to thank I would take this opportunity to place a record our hearty thanks to Brother BK Vaibhav Patil for giving your great thoughts and sharing your knowledge with us. Thank you, brother. I extend my thanks to viewers in Zoom and those who are joined in Zoom as well as in YouTube. Thank you. We'll end up the session.